She's back. She's back by popular demand right here on public television. My good friend, colleague, Rosanna Scotto, Emmy Award-winning co-host of Good Day New York, seen every day, starting at a ridiculous time in the morning. But what is it, 4 or 5?
I'm on at 7. I get to sleep until 7 a.m.
7 to 10?
7 to 10 a.m.
And also the restaurateur and co-owner of a terrific restaurant, one of my favorites in New York, Fresco by Scotto, over on East 52nd Street. Good to see you. Good to see. What did I have? Did I say 52nd or 53rd?
52nd.
Just want to get it right.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that the mayor Eric Adams, found the restaurant. We're going to show some video right out of the box. Let's do this, because if you haven't been there, and we're not going to make this a commercial for Fresco by Scotto, but other than the food being great, and I love it there, there's a party going on, and the mayor was there recently. For what? To dance or eat?
He came, the mayor has been trying to get around to various restaurants in the city to support them. When he came, it was back in December, before everything kind of shut down again because of Omicron and people getting scared and getting sick. But he was there before, and we have a DJ on Friday and Saturday nights. And at that time, it was a mild Saturday night in December. We had the DJ outside, and when he came out from eating, we played Native New Yorker. Everybody went wild when they saw him, and the mayor jumped in the crowd and he started dancing with all of us.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things I like about the restaurant is that it's a family, and old school Italian Americans from, like, say, Southern Italy. For me, that means Naples, and I believe it's similar for you. You were on with us at our Tisch WNET studio with your mom, talking about the restaurant, but it's you, your mom, your sister. Who else is involved in the restaurant?
So it's my mom, my sister, and I, and my brother Anthony also helps manage. It is a family affair. My son started working underneath my sister now. He's learning the ropes as well. So now the next generation's getting involved. But, mom's there all the time, greeting everybody. And we've had to reinvent Fresco. Let's face it, we're in Midtown Manhattan. People are not back to work. It's very quiet in the city. And we had to make it a place where you want to go, a destination place, a place to have fun, to put a smile on your face, because we have all been through hell in the last 2 years.
The other thing is, from a business point of view, many restaurants have closed in New York and across this country. 1/3 of all small businesses in New Jersey closed since the pandemic. We're doing this 2 years plus into the pandemic. What's the biggest lesson you have learned as a business person? Not just, we'll talk about media in a second and work at Fox 5. As a business person, the biggest lesson you learned from COVID?
The biggest lesson is to be flexible, because just when you think things are going well, like in December, the next thing you know, you're hit with another variant and having to adapt again. We completely recreated our restaurant. We kept our delicious staples, on the menu. And of course, we still have Mom in the front, but we had to.
By the way, Mom is Marion. We should make it clear that's yes. Marion. Okay.
Marion. But my sister and I, what we decided to do was to make it a party, because basically we thought, like, this was the roaring 20s. They had to deal with an epidemic during that time. And once it was over, everybody wanted a party. So we wanted the same kind of party atmosphere. We hired a party planner, Larry Scott, and we make it a happy place. We change the environment every 4 months. At first, we started with a lemon grove, like we were in Capri, Italy. Then we went into harvest. Then at Christmas time, we had the best holiday decorations. And wait till you see what we're going to do in the spring. Can't give it away yet.
Well, I will be there. I promise we're doing media in a second. Can you do that? You had Barry Manilow come by.
Yes.
And
yes.
I have Chris Christie coming in to talk about Republican and national politics in just about a half an hour. But why is there a Chris Christie component to this?
Okay, so The former governor, Chris Christie, he comes into Fresco by Scotto pretty regularly.
Yep.
He just happened to be there the night Barry Manilow came. We had gotten a heads up that Barry was coming, and my sister Elena and I said, what are we going to do when Barry comes? So we enlisted a lot of the people in the restaurant to get up and do a conga line to Copacabana.
Of course.
We have a big... We have, a lot of music in the restaurant. And we didn't ask Chris Christie to do it because we just thought, maybe he would feel funny doing it. But he got into the spirit of things and Barry noticed.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I'm going to ask the governor about that. The first question out of the box will not be about Trump or the Republicans, but the conga line. Hey, Rosanna, pivoting, evolving, we're doing our program obviously remotely. You're in the studio right now over at Fox. We look forward to being in our studio at the Tisch WNET studio and our New Jersey studio at NJPBS. Biggest, dare I ask, lesson for you, other than pivoting and evolving from a media perspective on the show? On Good Day.
Steve, it was really scary in the beginning. Let's face it. We always were in the studio. My TV partner and I were rotating who was in anchoring every other day. And we had minimal staff. And, we learned how to do Zoom and to be flexible and to do our own hair and makeup, which we're still doing. And just basically to stay calm and to make sure that we assure our audience that we will get through this together. And we have, not without any scars or wounds, but we have.
Rosanna, again, we've done so much together. Both you've joined us and I've been fortunate enough to join you on your show. But I do sometimes think or wonder about the future of traditional local media. Do you think it has changed forever?
Oh, totally changed forever. I think, the social media aspect is such a large component now of what we do, engaging with our audience. That part is great, that we can really get immediate feedback to some of the interviews that we're doing live on the air. But, I do feel, the rating system is not great, and it doesn't really truly measure what's going on in our city and our area, because now we're not just a local station. Because of streaming, we're seen nationally, if not internationally. And so I don't think that they have any way of knowing what our audience truly looks like.
Before I let you go, I got a minute left. You've been involved in broadcasting for a couple of years, Rosanna?
I don't have enough fingers on my hands to count. I've used my fingers and my toes, so.
And you still, I got to do this before I let you go. I still love, and by the way, at PBS, ratings do not matter as much. We care, but we don't have to be a slave to them, dare I say. I need to ask you this. You still have tremendous passion for what you do every morning. 30 seconds, because?
I love it. I love the minute, listen, it's not easy to get up at 4:30 a.m. every day. But the minute I get out of bed, I say, thank you, God. I have the most wonderful job. I'm on the front lines of history. I get to interview the most fascinating people in the country, and I'm blessed.
That's another thing we have in common. Other than our heritage, we have that in common as well. It's a real blessing to be able to do this. Rosanna, all the best to you.
Steve, thank you so much. Continue doing what you're doing. We appreciate it.
You got it. Best to the Scotto family and the team over at Good Day. All the best.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you, Steve.
That's Rosanna Scotto. I'm just Steve Adubato. We'll see you next time.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by New Jersey Institute of Technology, Valley Bank, Johnson & Johnson, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, PSC&G, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Russell Berry Foundation, and by Delta Dental of New Jersey. Promotional support provided by NJ.com and by bestofNJ.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Roth. In New Jersey, there are nearly 4,000 residents in need of a life-saving organ transplant, and one person dies every 3 days waiting for this gift of life. One organ and tissue donor can save 8 lives and enhance the lives of over 75 people. You have the power to make a difference and give hope. For information or to become an organ and tissue donor, visit www.njsharingnetwork.org and be sure to talk with your family and friends about this life-saving decision.